It's the last day of July and the end of the summer 2025 quilt along, and today I have something super special to share. This is a show and tell of some of the projects that people have made in this quilt along. Welcome to Epida Studio. My name is Elizabeth and I help you make beautiful things with quilting, pojagi, and embroidery. So if you've been following the 2025 quilt along, you should be familiar with this project by now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go back through this playlist and watch all the videos and see all the details so you can make your own reversible pojagi patchwork project. But today, on the last day, I'm really excited to share some pictures of some things that people have sent me that they've made in this quilt along. And I love them so much. They're also beautiful, but also different. So let's get started looking at these. So the first one up is Ursula, and Ursula was done hers really quickly. She sent me this picture in the middle of July. But Ursula is not a stranger to me. She's done some of my projects before, so this wasn't new. She didn't have to wait for all the videos to come out. And she made this beautiful runner, and she made it with quilting cotton. Now, the other projects that she's done with me, she's used batik, and she said she found that the quilting cotton was a little bit more difficult to work with. She prefers batik for this technique, but as I'm sure you can agree, this project turned out beautifully. And I am a bit of a sucker for blue and white. I love that combination. And this piece looks like it is just the perfect size for her dresser, and it looks so beautiful with her plate collection. So Ursula, that is a great job, and I really love how that turned out. So next up we have Melanie, and Melanie is from Milpitas, California, and she made this beautiful piece with some bright, bold colors that are framed with white sashing. And this one just looks so great out in the sunshine. So next we have Thea from Altadena, California, so another Californian, and she used some beige and brown and neutral colors to make this beautiful window hanging. And we can see how it glows in the window and it looks so beautiful. And it's fascinating for me to see these first three examples that I showed you. They all use the same pattern and they all use the same layout, but they look totally different. And so even if you just follow the pattern exactly, you can still be creative and make your own unique piece just by changing out the fabric combinations. And so that's one of the great things about being a maker, is that you can make a piece that totally fits your personality. So next up we have Sherry, and Sherry actually made two pieces, and both of these pieces are the 4 blocks square. And so these are made with batik fabric, and they're beautiful window hangings to hang in her sewing room. Now Sherry did something unusual that I've never seen on a window hanging before. She actually put buttonholes on her window hanging so that she could hang it on suction cups. And that is a really great way to hang it. That's actually the way I finish off my shower curtain so that I can hang the shower curtain, but I've never thought to do that in a window hanging. So what a great idea, Sherry, and thanks so much for sharing that with us. And I'm sure that your sewing room is gonna look beautiful with these hanging in there. And we can see that she used the same fabric in all 8 of her blocks, but one of her window hangings has a dark sashing and border and the other one has a light sashing and border. And so they look totally different. And so it's fun to see the variation between the pieces. Now Maria sent me a number of pictures, and so I was really interested to see the process. So the first one was a block that she did, and she was only intending to make one block. She just wanted to practice, try it out, and see how this technique went. And so she made one with some scraps that she had from a jelly roll, and then when she put it up in a window, she just fell in love with it, and then she wanted to make more blocks. So she used the rest of the fabric that she had, and she ended up making 3 blocks. And then the 3 blocks she put together to make a long window hanging. So this is following the same process as my 4-block long piece, but she just only used 3 blocks. And I love how that turned out. It looks so nice in the window. And I love the colors that you use in the block. They're so calming and pretty. So I'm so glad that you tried out this technique and that you really liked it. So the next one, we have PJ Creations from the UK. And this first one you can see is not at all the 1 block 4 ways pattern. PJ just took scraps of fabric that she had and she decided to sew them together just to try out the technique and see how she would like it. And that's something that I recommend to people. If you're unsure, then before you buy a pattern or before you try a big project, just grab some scraps, sew them together, see how you like the process and see how you like the result. And so she made these with some pieces and she really was happy with the result. So then she decided to go ahead and try the block from the 1 block 4 ways pattern. Now, as you can see, she did keep customizing it. So in this piece, she used 6 blocks, but some of them are square, some of them are rectangle. She added her own strips in between. And so she just used that pattern as an idea, and that was the launching pad for her own creativity. So I love how this turned out. I love the bright colors. And if you look closely, you can notice that this window hanging is actually hanging in a skylight. So there is a curtain rod and there are hooks on both sides of the piece. So it is hanging out flat instead of hanging down. And that is such a unique way to hang it. So PJ, I love how that turned out. It was so fun to see. I love the colors. I love your creativity. And that shows that you can either follow the pattern exactly or you can take it in a whole new direction. Whatever you want to do with it is great. So last up we have Sandra, and Sandra again took the pattern as a suggestion and a starting point and then customized this. So she made 2 blocks and then to get it the size that she wanted, she made this fun border on the sides with the same pieces from the block. And so that is just such a fun way to use your fabric to get the size that you want and to make a totally one-of-a-kind piece. So Sandra, I love how that turned out. So I hope that you've been inspired just as much as I have by seeing these samples. And if you're doing the quilt along and you're not quite finished, don't worry, it's not a race. You have lots of time. You can finish on your own time. I'm not planning on taking these videos down anytime soon, so you can always come back and watch them again and again if you need to get more information or to remember where you are in the project. So if you happen to finish yours after the month of July, I would still love to see it. So feel free to contact me, to send me a picture. And if you have any questions or you want to tell me how it went, then please drop a comment below so that I can hear your feedback and then I can use that when I'm planning other future projects. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. For more information about Prajagi or quilting and embroidery, you can check out my website, epidastudio.com.